USeen podcast.
When we think of firefighters, we usually picture this incredible bravery, literally running into blazing buildings to save lives. But there's this whole other hidden reality that doesn't usually make the evening news. It's the profound emotional toll they carry with them, way after the sirens fade. So it begs the question, right? Who helps the heroes when they need it? We expect our first responders to just absorb all this intense trauma to keep us safe, but at the end of the day, they are human. To actually design effective mental health support for them, researchers in Malaysia realized they had to start at square one. They needed a rock-solid way to actually measure the problem by asking the right questions. Specifically, they zeroed in on post-traumatic stress symptoms, or PTSS. Now, for firefighters, trauma isn't usually just one massive, isolated event. Instead, it's a cumulative occupational hazard. It's basically the result of daily, relentless exposure to stress over an entire career. So, to really help, fire departments have to pinpoint exactly what protects against these cumulative symptoms. But before jumping into some massive nationwide study, researchers had to run a dress rehearsal. They did a pilot test with 108 firefighters in Malaysia. The goal here wasn't to magically solve the crisis in one day. It was to test their tools. They had to know, do these psychological surveys actually make sense to the people taking them? Are they dragging on way too long? Doing this groundwork is absolutely crucial. And this pilot study, it actually yielded some really incredible real-world victories. For starters, an overwhelming 87% of the firefighters said they preferred taking surveys online. It's way more accessible and it cuts down on errors. But even better, by listening to direct feedback from the firefighters, researchers were able to tweak and simplify the confusing questions. They managed to slash the survey completion time from 35 minutes down to just 20. That's a huge difference when you're talking about busy first responders. So why does all of this matter? Well, because of this initial groundwork, these researchers aren't just guessing anymore. They've verified that their psychological tests are highly reliable. This means that when they do launch the main study, the data is going to be incredibly accurate and trustworthy. And that is exactly the blueprint fire departments need to design real, life-changing mental health interventions. Ultimately, taking care of our first responders means we have to treat their mental health with the exact same urgency they bring to our physical safety. Because, think about it, if we don't protect the minds of the people who protect our lives, who's going to answer the call when we need the most? For more information, please read the full manuscript on the MJOSHT website. This video was generated with the assistance of Notebook LM.